Hello, Internet. This is E. Schrodinger's cat, and I'm here with another build challenge. The word that I've got for today is Dreamland. So, the concept that I have in my head is going to be like a landscape of clouds, like clouds and stuff, and then on top of it, a bunch of fantasy terrain. So, right now, I'm just kind of pooping out some World Edit spheres. I don't usually I use the size 1 brush and like over there, and I just sort of keep building on it until it's the shape that I want. But I'm gonna try out some other sizes because this is faster and will give a different texture effect when I use it. So, you know, we're gonna see what happens. So I'm gonna try and make this cloud thing look a little better. There's something really satisfying about suffocating mobs with world edit cubes, and then the little items just kind of pop out like that. Does that make me a sociopath? Probably. Okay, that looks like a bunch of world edit spheres, not like clouds at all. Back to the old reliable 1 diameter world edit brush. Alright, I can't with the brushes get it to stop looking like world edit splooge, so I'm gonna have to come in by hand and fix some of this crap. I think I'm getting diminishing returns at this point with messing with this stuff. I think it is good as far as that goes. The problem is not with the shape. Shape's fine. So I'm gonna do something crazy and don't freak out, cause we got a plan. I'm converting this to stone, and that's because I'm gonna convert it to a bunch of other stuff, and I'll explain that in a second. Hold on. It's stone. We did it. Next step, I ran this command. You can look at all that stuff. It's real long. Material and mask is 1, which is stone. So that is, well, I gotta up the size on that one. 5. I'm turning this to a bunch of other stuff, like a mix of stuff. And the reason I didn't just do that from the start is because it's kind of really difficult to judge how terrain looks when there's a bunch of different crap in there, like a bunch of different blocks. It's hard to, for at least for me anyway, my eyes to be like, yes, this looks like good terrain. This doesn't look like good terrain when it's not, when there's all this noise and stuff going on. And also, you get the benefit of the stuff that's underneath is still solid snow, so you get the effect of not having the grass kind of show through, because that would be kind of annoying to like try to fix at this point. It'd be pretty frickin' annoying. About as annoying as that was, and that was pretty annoying. Almost done. I think there's probably some stone still stuck in there, but that doesn't matter. The blocks I used: wool, snow, white concrete, and white glass. I think that's all of it. Oh, and Natura, or the chisel cloud block, I think is in here too. And that's starting to get somewhere. I missed some stone. It definitely looked better in my head than it really does now. It just kind of looks like what we had before, but a little noisier. But I think I can find ways to make this look a little better. I'm turning instead of using the wool, I forgot, we're in 1.10, so we have the shitty old wood colors. I'm turning those into light gray glass, and I think that's helping. It also adds transparency and stuff. I mean, part of the reason it didn't really look like a cloud is because there's a whole buttload of transparency. Or blah, blah, blah. It wasn't very transparent. It just looked like a bunch of wool. And I think turning the wool to glass gives it some more transparency, and it also removes that kind of ugly, dirty, noisy texture that used to be the old white wool. It's still got some problems, I'll be honest. This doesn't solve the problem. It is making it look a little gray, which for the purpose of a dreamland is not really what we want. As far as clouds go, like, clouds, if I were to make one in the sky, you're like, yeah, that'd be good, but if, like, dreamland clouds, I imagine you'd want it to be, like, white and fluffy and all that crap, so I don't know. At this point, I haven't done this at all systematically, so now it's completely random, and I can't tell where there needs to be extra attention put, but so there's probably gonna be left some wool, and that's just, you know, what we're gonna have to deal with. I put this, like, layer of white glass on top of it, and it doesn't really look better, but it doesn't really look worse, so I guess I'll leave it. I'm thinking... Oh, I gotta do mask. Gotta do... mask, chisel, glass, dyed... I wish you could just use the item IDs. White 3, I think it was. Yeah, just trying to swirl in some, like, colors, because, I mean, Dreamland's, right? And we're going for fantasy, all that kind of stuff, and maybe swirling in some colors will make it look good. I don't know. I mean, something has to happen with this mess. I'm clearly layering different opacities of white textures on top of it. Well, it hasn't made it worse. It also hasn't made it better. So maybe this'll help. Maybe. Okay. It's in a vaguely presentable shape now. This is several hours later. I've been struggling with this a little bit, a lot. I put the glass over, swirled it like this, and the swirls in the glass were in this pattern, but then it looked bad, so I came across the side and I, like, shaved bits off to make it look like the glass is sort of grass on top of the cloud of being, like, stone, and that looked an improvement, but still bad, and so I put concrete powder on top and terraformed it a little bit, and it's looking better now. It's been a long path, but currently my task is now to figure out something to put on top of this colorful mess. I'm thinking maybe a house, but sorta on top of a candy cane Dr. Seuss esque. I could speak English, that's a language. Spiral. So first I'm laying out a spiral. I'm doing it in concrete, because why not? Seems like a good enough block. Gotta get the sort of pattern down first, and I think I will do I want to go inside? I want to go outside. Like that. That's so square, though. It's so square. Oh, whatever. That's Minecraft, I guess. So, I'm gonna go up 2, and I don't know. Let me work this out. Okay, this is looking like it might be decent. Like that. No, that's too high of a slope. Let's do it twosies, two across, slope of 2, 1/2 actually, slope of 1/2 to be mathematically precise, because that's important, right? Come like that. I'll have to figure out how to, kind of like that glass thing I did, on one of the Fullcraft servers. The Fullcraft series. Only Fullcraft series I'm doing. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm sort of like swirling and trying to like count in my head and talk at the same time, so it's coming out a little babbly. That could do it, potentially. Where are we in the spiral? I think we're at the one, at the upsies in that part. Yep. And now that's like that, I guess I can, I think that's a good height to start a house on. And I guess I can come through here and remove this. There you go. And then, potentially, I can start to stripe it. Make it striped. I'm kind of thinking, like, the image that I have in my head is of a house on top of a candy cane that's like twisting around and stuff, but I don't want it to be like Christmassy. I want it to be specifically Dreamlands, or else the theme will get a little confused. It's also kind of a little bit tricky doing the stripes based on how I've spiraled this. It doesn't look wholly like stripes, but that's okay. That's something I can adjust later, I guess. Whatever. At first, I want to get the whole thing on now, and not screw it up. That's the goal with these kinds of spirals and stuff, is to not screw it up, because if you screw it up in one place, it's screwed up forever. Is that good, or does that not contrast enough against the background? I think I don't know. I'm gonna try a couple other colors. That's slightly better. It doesn't help with as far as the contrast with the ground with the ground goes, but it does help in terms of the contrast between the light and the dark. Makes it's a little less, so it's a little more cohesive in shape. Now I need a base for this house, and I'm thinking something very, very kind of simplistic, probably even potentially. This brown is too dark for the theme. Fortunately, I think we have flat colored blocks. I'm thinking very flat and like plasticky and kind of like Candyland sort of vibe. This is difficult to scroll because there's so many friggin' stuff that. Let's see. What would be a good? That could be good. And then we kind of make a square. Like wood, like plastic wood or whatnot. That's a super gross, like puke yellow. That's probably not gonna be the color we use. But for the sake, for all intents and purposes, I'm gonna just try and focus on shape, because my brain is like totally blanking. So I just need to start putting blocks down. Where's the center of this? Is this the center? Good enough. Good enough. I'll probably make this like pink or something, or maybe blue. One of these really pastel, or not pastel, but vibrant colors. And that could be a floor, but that's too again, we will change this color. Do not worry, do not fear. This terrible garbage puke color shall not stay. But I do want to measure the thing, and I don't want to go fishing for a better block off on camera. So square, I probably could have done this with World Edit, but the reason I'm doing it ring by ring is because I don't know what size it's going to be, and I'm judging based on every time I increase the radius, I kind of rejudge, which is nice. I think that's decent for a floor. I think I can come down, if I just come down to the flat colored block, scroll past all the damn bits to the flat colored block sections. Gosh, God, there's a lot of stuff in here. You know, to be true and real to the spirit, I should probably be doing this in vanilla, but I don't want to do that. How about, what's this? How's this going for you? This is gonna be super clashy and vibrant, but I feel like I need to repeat that I'm not keeping these colors just because it is so ugly. Just based on the pure fact that it is horrendous, I feel like I need to reiterate to you to ease any anxiety that these color choices are not staying. I'm just kind of like trying out shades and like hues and just kind of picking stuff. I'll put more careful thought into the color choices, because obviously there's a lot of colors going on in this place right now, and so I'm gonna have to be pretty careful in terms of the specific hues that I pick and not just throwing a bunch of stuff in there. This pink or light magenta block actually goes pretty nice with the ground. It's just mostly the puke floor that needs to be changed. That is too shallow. Hold on. I raised the thing up, turned it blue, and got rid of the puke. I've got some quartz in my inventory, because I'm thinking this looks like it seems like it's gonna need some stair blocks. I know Chisel and Bits is in this pack, but I'm purposefully avoiding it for the sake of being able to complete ideas. The purpose of these challenges really is for me to be able to, this needs to go one up, is for me to be able to take an idea which is not super concrete, like really abstract concepts, just like randomly given to me by World Generator, and to see if I can implement them in Minecraft. And that to be able to do Chisel and Bits on this scale would make this, it would make every single challenge its own series, and I want every single challenge to be its own video. So that's why I'm doing that. So and with that being said, I am back to why I am using quartz, which is because I want some blocks with slabs and stairs. I know cork. I think we have cork, which adds clay, slabs, and stairs, but clay doesn't have a white, and I wanted a white. So yeah, that's why we're here. And I'm kind of trying to be. I want to sort of align to basic architectural principles, but at the same time I want to be very fantasy about it, because this is, after all, Dreamlands. And that's... I don't know. Like I said, a very kind of abstract concept that I'm trying to implement, and I'm just sort of winging it. I got my interpretation, like this one's a very abstract interpretation of the concept of a waveform, and I like it. I'm liking it. Like, as soon as I got done recording that last build challenge, I was like, oh man, I want to do another one. Because it was just, nobody watched, like 9 people watched the last one, but I don't care, because I had fun doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'll do what I want. I'll do what I want. Finish the houses, sort of. I added a little more design in the quartz here, added a door, really not very well secured. As far as the door is concerned, it serves very little purpose other than decoration. It wouldn't keep out the elements or whatever, but I mean, whatever, close enough. And I got the inside sort of this design and stuff, filled the base with quartz, and brought the stripey swirly thing up around here to kind of circle up, because it looked a little empty. I also turned that to, you know, I put some slabs in there, and it kind of decorates the bottom of it. Brought this roof up, this rainbow roof, which I think is pretty cool. And what else did I do? Obviously I added a couple more houses, and I copied and pasted them because whatever, you know, they don't need to be super different, because the detail that we're going to add next is probably, or at least hopefully, going to obscure that and just kind of make that background thing. I want to add trees, like these white trees, but with odd colored leaves, I guess, glass leaves maybe, come up like that, and such. Trees, kind of randomly, just put it up. Stem, branches, roots. Add some roots like that, and I'll clean this up and add more, you know, whatever it needs on there. Where else should we put a tree? That looks pretty bad, but we'll figure it out. We'll put a tree down here, like that. Actually, I'll do that off camera. I'll just focus on this tree for right now. The first thing I do when I have a tree and I'm trying to get like leaves and stuff is, let's get some glass. Let's get pink, blue, and I don't know, purple. Sure, why not? Why not purple? And that's I think I'm gonna do one color for each branch. The first thing I do with trees as far as leaves go is I cover each surface of the branch with a block, and then I kind of fluff it out from there. So if I just come around here, I don't know how this is gonna look, to be honest. I might need to mix in some blocks and give us a little more texture, but that's that. And then we can come here and like droop it down and add, you know, like body and volume to it and such. Does that look decent? I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Let's puff it up around here because it's looking a little flat on the top. Puff. Okay, come on. It's a little bit hard to tell in the environment when it's glass because it's transparent, but I think that gets the point across. Let's see what it looks like when I add some of the other colors to here. I have done more things. I finished up these trees. I added the different colors, and I think that looks cool with each different color on the different branch. Added another one over here. I also added these little bush things with the clouds, which I'm not totally happy with, but I do think they add life to the landscape. I added this stuff to the top of the houses because I did feel it was a little lacking and a little plain, so I added these sort of flower things on top, and I also added these rings of glass around the outside. One last thing I thought of potentially was, that's not right. Let me turn the UI back on so I can actually look at stuff. Is adding some of these end rods to the bushes to maybe give it some detail, because the bushes look really, I don't know, plain and boring and stuff. So I don't know, maybe that works. Maybe that works, and then we get some glass and add that as well on top, potentially. Boop. And this is a little annoying to place because the hitboxes are so small. Yeah, that looks cool a little bit. Yeah, add those around. Alright, I did this by accident because apparently when you vein mine, there's vein miner in this pack, apparently when you vein mine one color of concrete powder, I knew this already but I forgot, it vein mines all of them because it's actually the concrete mod and not vanilla concrete. So I accidentally vein mined a hole in the floor, but I kind of like how it looks with the glass in there. It looks like a lake, almost like a lake type situation, so I want to know what happens when I vein mine like that. Yeah? Does that work? Like that? Maybe I kind of beat it back and like blend it in a little bit. Like that. That's cool. I like that. I like that very much so. Do I want to do it in any other places? I don't know. I think it might be too much if I start doing it in other places. So I'm going to leave it like that. But I put all the spikes on the end rods and the glass, and I put these lava lamps on top of that, and I think it looks cool. It's fine, it's surreal. I know it's a plant and it's a stone lamp, but you know what? It's all part of the dream. But at this point, I don't know if there's much else I can add to this that will make it look like super busy. I think we might have accomplished our goal here, so I'm gonna call that building challenge complete. So I'm gonna say good day to you, Internet, and thank you for watching.